Okay, Bobbie, you can start, or you can wait, whatever you want.
Shall I put myself on gallery now?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, awesome video, by the way. We can go ahead and get started. And I'll just move in a little closer to the gallery view thing, if I can figure it out. Yeah, that's good enough for now.
Yeah.
Works for me.
Mm.
I just don't want to be the only one in the viewfinder. So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to an adapted seated yoga practice. And so my name is Bobbie, and I'm happy to share this amazing practice of specifically chair yoga seated in the chair. So there's much that we can do using the chair standing for balance when that is the focus of the class. However, today, just so you know, everything we practice will be done seated. So at this time, I'd like to reintroduce some of my favorite yoga toys. And often I refer to the yoga props as yoga toys in my yoga toy box. And my reasoning for that is the phrase toolbox. For me, the implication is that we're broken and something needs fixing. So just a little play on words. So one of the things I like to have, of course, is a sturdy chair. Many of you, I understand, are wheelchair users, so you're pretty well set up that way. However, a few of the other things. So my favorite blanket is generally nearby. And sometimes you might notice in the viewfinder a little bunny hopping around. That's my beloved friend, Bunny, Evie. And so he may well join us at some point or not. That's his choice. So of course we are practicing, most of us at home. So pets, children, etc. Always welcome. However, I'd like to encourage you to think of yoga as your gift to you. And if you, I know sometimes real estate's a premium, finding a little space where we go off and do our own thing. If you're able to do that, great, as best as possible. And I think for now, lastly, what I'd like to introduce is a yoga block. So this is a foam chip block. It's covered. I've had it forever and ever. And I like to place it between my feet. And so the idea with that is it encourages, for me, this width and length encourages hip distance apart. And so with my feet. And so when I reference hip distance, I'm meaning inner hip distance. So, and actually I said one more thing. If, pardon me, you know balance is a challenge, please have whatever you need, whatever device to keep you stable in your chair. So we are going to get moving. And so that said, an invitation to get started by finding a comfortable sitting position. Sit in a way that you feel the most at ease. And so it can be challenging for our nervous system to calm down if we're uncomfortable in our bodies. And then it's ready, an invitation to roll your shoulders back and down. And then two, if you'd like, relax your arms in your lap or by your side, wherever feels most comfortable for you. And then I'd like to take a moment to reintroduce a theme for the class. So today's theme for the class is I am, I can, and I will. And so if that works for you, lovely, setting that intention theme. Alternatively, you could set whatever intention you'd like. So it might be an area of your body or a condition you'd like to work on. And so here we are. I am, I can and I will. That's so. That said, thank you, Connector, and all the powers that be that bring this lovely opportunity for me to share what one of the things I most love, yoga, India's gift to the world. So I think from here, I'd like to invite you to take a moment, pardon me, to bring your hands to your heart center. And so maybe palms open, palms together. It might be one hand at your heart center, the other resting on your lap. And so choose whatever placement of your hands works for you. And so as you're ready, lift your heart to your hands or hand, bow your head to your heart. And an invitation to take a moment to allow yourself to consciously enter into the present. So setting aside whatever was going on for you during the practice for the duration, knowing that you can come back to that after class. And then as ready, if your eyes are closed, gradually blink your eyes open. And now an invitation to tap your finger. Oh no, let's do this first. So I'm all about the hands these days. So thankfully there's research that shows what we have always known, that our hands are connected not only to our heart, but to our mind as well. So an invitation for you today to begin by just rubbing your palms together a little bit. Take your hands apart, feel a little warmth or heat between your hands. Then rub your palms together again. So this time, as you're rubbing your hands together, I'd like to invite you to notice where in your body you're holding stress or tension. And see if you can bring some of that loving energy from your hands to that place on your body. So open to receive, allow your body to absorb the loving energy from your hands. And so that said, if you're blessed with a yoga buddy today, you guys can do this. Guys or gals can do this practice together, of course, with your guidance. The yoga buddy would place her hands wherever you would like. And so rub your palms together again, and this time I'd like to invite you to maybe notice a new place in your body where you could use a little extra TLC, loving kindness, and place your hands there. And so open to receive. And so take a moment, maybe do a little bum dance, a little wiggly fidget. Notice how you feel. So often during the practice today, I will be inviting you to come back to noticing how you feel. And maybe noticing your breath. Pardon me, I have a bit of a cough. And so it is not about what we look like. So it's not about what the form or the movement looks like in our practice, yoga practice. The diagnostic tool is, how do I feel? Right? No right or wrong. Yoga meets us exactly where we are. So you might notice the breath. Notice any subtle sensations. Has your energy changed a little bit since we began the class? Maybe the sensation is one of fatigue. So no judgment. Okay, so I'm going to rock on. I'm going to come forward to my chair about 2/3 of the way. Just gonna walk I'm gonna do a little bum dance, walk my hips forward. And then I'm gonna walk back a little bit. Yes. So an invitation to, if possible, come away from the back of the chair now so you're supporting your own spine. If you feel it would be helpful to have support today, one of the yoga toys that I like using sometimes is a rolled up yoga mat. I actually have one of my new favorite pillow here today. It's actually, needs to find a cover, but placing something along our spine. So if you're female, it feels okay for you. I might place it just below the support just below the ribs. And so whatever works. So this feels supportive to me. It's not pushing you forward out of the chair, etc. And so I'm just going to go with this myself for now. I've been sick, so I need a little extra support on my healing journey. And so let's roll the shoulders back and down. Relax your arms in your lap or by your side, wherever feels most comfortable. Close your eyes here if you'd like, if that feels comfortable. Or soften your gaze. So soft gaze downwards can be calming for our nervous system. And so I'd like you to notice the alignment of your knees, hips, ankles, shoulders over hips. Chin in parallel to the floor. So if it's helpful, you could place 2 fingers on your chin, imagine a turtle. And so our attention moves inward. Muscles of the face relax. And then an invitation to bring a gentle awareness to your breath. So without changing anything, placing one hand on your yoga belly. So the yoga belly is the area between our navel and our pubic bone. So one hand on your yoga belly, and maybe noticing that as we inhale, belly moves out. On exhale, belly moves in. And maybe taking another hand to your heart center and noticing the pattern of movement of the breath between your abdomen and your upper torso. And maybe explore switching hands if you'd like. Place one of your hands. And then see if you can make, or I don't like the word make, invite your breath just to be just a little bit longer than it was when we began. Notice the length of the exhale. When we lengthen our exhale, it engages the relaxation response, allowing us to let go of holding, stress, and tension. So I'd like to encourage you during your yoga practice, whenever possible, to bring your awareness back to this deep, easeful breath. So if your eyes are closed, gradually blink your eyes open. And so I always like to say, falling awake, not asleep. Falling awake, not asleep. And so those of you who are live, I'm pretty sure that my newer technology, the sound and the visual is pretty good. But I'm wondering if you could give me 1 thumbs up, 2, hurrah. You're able to see me okay, hear me, see me, hear me. So I'm going to remove my little pillow. I love this little pillow. It's squishy. You can lay my face on it. You can use it to support my back. And so you're always welcome to bring whatever support you need to the class to set yourself up comfortably. So absolutely part of our yoga practice is making sure that we have what we need to set ourselves up comfortably. And so in other words, we're stable in our chair. And so if you're needing anything at this time, I'm going to encourage you to grab a blanket, a jacket, whatever it is that you think you might need. I'm going to move this yoga block away for now. I'm finding it's becoming a bit of a nuisance. And I do have some poetry that I love to share, little reads and so on. However, today I think I would like memory. I have memory of the very first classes when I took my teacher training with Yoga Therapy International. One of the quotes that really spoke to me and encouraged me to continue on this path of wanting to share adaptive yoga. So with people living with disabilities, also elders, seniors, older adults, etc. So the quote, and you can quote me if I'm mistaken. I won't be off too far. Anyway, Krishnamacharya, an amazing human being, as hugely responsible, at least from a lot of people's perspectives, certainly mine, for having introduced yoga to the world, essentially. And so I believe he lived to be 100 years old, and I often reference his work and through his students and so on, and down through the years and various teachers and so on. So the quote, I'll get to the quote. So if you can breathe, you can do yoga. And I thought, wow. So, yeah, if you can breathe, we can do yoga. That's it. That's all that's required. And so here we go. I'm going to invite you again to maybe repose. If you're needing the support in the back of the chair, anything at all, if your breath gets short, you need to leave the space for any reason, come back or not. I know you're not going to disrupt the class, certainly most of you are at home. And I guess, an important point. So if you ever feel dizziness or nausea in yoga pose or movement, particularly the neck movements, please come out of the pose or the movement, and then an invitation to maybe visualize the movement if that works for you. So if we experience dizziness, particularly with the neck movements, there may be something going on that you need to get checked out by your doctor. Just saying. So I'm going to stand up just for a minute, shake a leg. I see one of my yoga buddies who is a poet who might maybe share a poem at the end of the class. I don't know. I'm just going to come in a little closer for a moment. So I'm just getting back teaching, so I'm a little bit little wobbly. Okay, here we go. So let's tap our fingers. And maybe tapping a little faster. So micro movements, visualize the movement, focus on what we can do. So I can is the theme. I will. I am, I can, I will. And so it might be micro movements, maybe visualizing the movement. So as long as we're moving, we're strengthening our hands, those neural connections. And then if you like, maybe explore tapping from your pinkies to your thumbs. So more challenging for sure. So our hands are really not accustomed to moving in this way. And then maybe thumbs to pinkies. And then we can rock out with a little bit of air piano. Add a little bum dance to that if you like. Notice where your sits bones are. And then it's ready, an invitation to maybe roll your wrists, rotate in one direction, and then maybe see if you can slow the movements right down. And then an invitation to, if possible, look at your hands with appreciation, for all that they do. So most of us use our hands more than our feet. And then if you like, it's available to you. Rotate your wrists in the opposite direction. So again, if you're blessed with a yoga buddy can help with these movements. Alternatively, if you want to do one wrist at a time. So you choose, this is your yoga practice. And then an invitation to imagine that you're moving your hands through water, if that works for you. So water is cooling, feminine energy. And then release. And take a little rest. Notice, how's your breath? Notice any subtle sensations. And then it's ready. Let's push your hands away. You can slide your hands along your lap. Today I'm comfortable with my arms up a little higher. Push your hands away, pull your hands back. Push your hands away, pull your hands back. So with this gentle movement, not only are we getting into all the major joints in our arms, we are getting into the tight muscles on the inside and outside of our shoulder blades. So it's as if we're giving ourselves a little back massage. Push your hands away, pull your hands back. And release your arms down wherever feels comfortable for you. Take a moment. Notice how you feel. And so I'm noticing that bumblebees are out. I just saw one outside my window. So that's inspired me to share a yogic breathing technique with you called bumblebee breath. And so bumblebee breath is a really lovely way to balance, calm our nervous system. And so I think for today, sitting up nice and tall. So you're sitting comfortably, but you're still up nice and tall. And, you know, if you've had something behind your back and you need to replace it, you can always do that, right? I always make sure I have lots of cushions, little blankies, whenever I need around when I do my practice, so that it's within reach. So this feels amazing to me. It's comfy, squishy, but it's still supportive. And so let's practice bumblebee breath. And I'd like to add movements to the breathing practice. So when you're ready, reach your arm up. So you reach up as high as feels comfortable for you. If it feels okay for your neck, maybe turn a soft gaze looking up towards the ceiling. And then as you lower your arm, make a humming sound like a bumblebee. And then if you'd like, and it's available to you, we'll switch sides. Inhale, reach up as high as feels comfortable for you. On your exhale, bumblebee breath. You just tasted something delicious. And so this time we'll reach both arms up. So just, it's not meant to be a big external sound. Really, it's more about the vibration of the sound. And so maybe notice if you feel a bit of vibration in your body or the lovely space around you. So no right or wrong. Inhale, reach both arms up this time. On exhale, lower your arms. So let's continue. This time I'd like to invite you to extend your arm out to the side. If it feels okay with your neck, for your neck, gaze past your middle finger, soften in your elbow. And again, bumblebee breath. This can be a really cool practice if you happen to be with a group. Hi, Evie. Inhale, reaching up. It can sound like a beehive. Huh. And so one more time, reaching up to the sky, palms up this time. On exhale, bumblebee breath, gazing down towards Mother Earth. And so relax your arms in your lap or by your side, wherever feels most comfortable. Notice the breath. And notice any subtle sensations. So it's not going to be a rocket ship across the sky. Right? So it might be, can you name the sensation? Maybe it's energetically, you're feeling a little more zippy. Again, perhaps the sensation is one of fatigue. So no judgment. Yoga meets us exactly where we are. I've heard tell that some folks can feel kind of like a humming sensation along their spine. Right? No right or wrong. So, okay, at this time, I think I'm going to invite you to maybe do a little bum dance with your fidget. So you can pull the buttock flesh away from your sits bones. So I think after all these years, sits bones, the bones we sit on, can be spelled S-I-T-Z or S-I-T-S. So the main thing is knowing what they are. So I find it helpful just to do a little bum dance. And so ground down through your sits bones. Maybe noticing where your bum and your thighs are in contact with your seat. Lengthen your spine. Roll your shoulders back and down. So open up your armpits a little bit. So lots of lymph nodes in our armpit area. And then when you're ready, relax your arms wherever feels most comfortable for you. Tuck your chin in slightly. So if it's helpful, 2 fingers on our chin, and then imagine a turtle. And so I'd like to sally forth with transitioning into a warm up. And so we'll begin with our head. And so I'm kind of, a little bit fidgety today, a little bit of a monkey brain. So know that maybe in our elder years, there tends to be a little bit more fidgetiness associated with anxiety. So just, various stages of life. And so all these lovely practices that I've learned through the years. And the one for sure, having that awareness, that knowledge that, not always, but frequently as we age, we're maybe experiencing more anxiety. So big topic, not for this class. And really an invitation to not take my word for anything. And don't take my word for it, investigate. And know that you're the world expert on your body. So speaking of fidgeting, and I want to keep moving. I'd like to keep you guys and gals moving. And so where was I? Oh yeah, so neck movement, so important. So let's begin with our head. And so an invitation to bring your chin towards your heart center, your chest. As you feel your neck is ready, an invitation to turn a soft gaze, looking upwards. So if it feels okay for your neck, maybe gazing where the ceiling meets the wall. So alternatively, if it feels better to visualize the movement, please do so. Imagination is powerful. So warming up our cervical spine. So it's like, in a way, it's like we're nodding yes. Adjust your feet if you need to. And so we're sitting up tall. And then when you're ready, bring one ear towards your shoulder. And then I'd like you to notice how it feels to tuck your chin in slightly. And then move your head back and forth. If you'd like, you can add a little half smile. It's a little Buddha smile. Your movement, your practice anytime today. And so when we smile, it releases saliva. So we want a nice juicy mouth, juicy body. So we've all been to the dentist. And then as you're ready, finish up the movement in your time, in your way. And then an invitation, if it feels okay for you, to turn a soft gaze, looking towards your ear. Only move your head as far as feels comfortable for you. And then as ready in your time, turn your head from side to side. As if nodding no. Again, paying attention. Gentle reminder, if this makes you dizzy, nauseous, please come out of the neck movement and come back to maybe some breath awareness. And then as ready, finish up the movement that you're on. Take a moment. So we've done all three planes of movement with our neck. And so I'd like to continue down along the spine. And so I have a Band-Aid on my finger. I had a little surgery last week. It was a happy surgery. Just had a little cyst that my husband referred to as an abomination. And I did too in the end, but finally, many years after having it, I had it removed. So I'm just gonna have a few stitches and I'm gonna expose it to the air and then take care. I follow my doctor's instructions these days. So what can I say? Happy finger. So yeah, we're going to continue down along the spine. So what I'd like to do is set this aside. And I'm going to turn my chair sideways. And I'm hoping that will give you a better visual in regards to what's actually going on with the spine. And so those of you who have been doing your practice for a while, you're quite familiar with cat and cow. And so I'm just gonna do away with this a little. So cat and cow. So this would be a modified version in the chair. And so you're sitting forward. I'm going to turn my chair sideways. Take a little drink of water. Good to be hydrated these days, always actually. And so if you'd like, you can watch me for slow and then join me in the movement. Or just jump in if you're feeling you're comfortable with that. So I just like preempt it with a lot of focus on movements of the spine in yoga. And so of course, we know that our spines matter, particularly in this class, I think. Acutely aware. So an invitation to round your back. So actually we're getting into the thoracic area, our upper back, mostly here, I think, for most of us. And as you round your back, an invitation to draw your chest in towards your ribs. So it's as if our sternum's moving in towards the back of our ribs. And then our sternum lifts, moves forward, open up your heart, your solar plexus, your throat, and then we continue. So cat and cow. So rounding the back, if you'd like, you think of, I've heard folks who have a sense of humor and I quite like it. When they round their back, they sometimes will not shout out, but say moo. Oh, wait a minute. Sometimes I back backward. So this is cat. Happy cat. And as we arch our back, going forward, slide your hands in towards your hips. Sternum lifts, shoulders back and down. Be careful to not throw your head back here. And so continuing with the gentle warm up. And so I'm going to turn my chair back, seated forward, so I can get a better sense of what's going on. And so move in a way that feels natural for you. So natural that your movements with this warm up for your spine, cat and cow, that your movements and your breath become one. So sliding your hands as we arch, have a tendency to slide in towards our hips. And as we round our back, hands snatch, have a tendency to slide towards our knees. If you're super duper sensitive, I just want to hover above your legs. So moving energetically. And then it's ready in your time, finish up the movement that you're on. Come on back to a neutral spine. And take a moment to notice how you feel. Check in with your breath. So our old friend, our breath. And so from here, might readjust a little bit, repose. So you do a little bum dance, pull the buttock flush away. And if you need to walk your feet forward, go for it, whatever works for you. And so from here, I'm keeping an eye on the time. Certainly I've been a work in progress through the years with the time management stuff, and I think I'm doing much better. I'm still here, so I must be. So let's prepare to come into a position where you are able to reach one hand towards the earth, towards the floor. So you can always hold on to the opposite side of the chair for stability if you'd like. So visually, if you can see me, otherwise verbally, this cue is we want to, as best as possible, keep our shoulder in line with shoulder. So it works for you. You can imagine that you're seated between two panes of glass. Keeping both sits bones on the chair, we will move from side to side. So it might be helpful to exhale to one side, reaching towards the floor, the earth. Inhale, come back center. Exhale, moving towards the other side. Inhale, come back center. Or today, maybe it feels good just to inhale. And actually, I'll take back the word just. Sometimes linking our breath with our movements can be really challenging. So you move from side to side. Inhale to one side, exhale to the other side. If you're congested or you have an obstruction, breathe in whatever way you can. And so you might notice that as we warm up, we're able to go a little bit deeper often. Then slowly, as you're ready, come on back to a neutral spine. Relax your arms wherever it feels most comfortable for you. And then take a moment and we'll come into a gentle twist here. And so an invitation, sitting up nice and tall, to come into a gentle twist. So you're twisting, moving up from the base of your lumbar spine, one vertebrae at a time. And if possible, maybe if it's comfortable, you can slide into the hip, the same direction you're turning, twisting. And our head turns last. So I want you to see if you can resist the temptation, the urge to turn your head to its full range of motion. And so this is a gentle twist. So moving dynamically from side to side. And finish up the movement that you're on. Come on back to a neutral spine. Relax your arms wherever it feels most comfortable for you. And so from here, I'd like to invite you to come into another version of a twist. So this movement is dynamic as well, but it's a little more so. And so I'll just take one more sip of water. And so I want you to make sure that there isn't anything near you that might be a risk, a hard surface, a person in a pet, remember that you're a risk of whacking with your arm or hand. And so let's rock and roll. So we'll breathe in, reach up as high as feels comfortable for you, and then twist to the side. So I feel okay at the moment with my arms up above my shoulders. Maybe for you, your arms are lower, higher. So do your own thing. Not one size fits all. And so twisting from side to side. And so we are not using our hands, arms to torque or pull ourselves into the twist. We're just flowing, moving, if it feels okay with your breath. Inhale, things expand, reach up, and twist on your exhale. And one more time. Finish up the movement that you're on. And then come on back to a neutral spine. Whew. And feel your work. You close your eyes softly if that feels comfortable, or a soft gaze downward. And then I'm just going to give my back a little support again. I think I can wait for the big squeezy cushion. Then I do have my little pillow over here. And so the invitation to get whatever you need to set yourself up comfortably. So we are going to be transitioning into a short guided meditation and your final relaxation. And feel free to adjust your lighting if you'd like. And so I think as part of our meditation today, I'd like to read something from one of my favorite books. So this is called Braiding Sweetgrass. Very popular. And it's written by Robin Wall Kimmerer. Kimmerer. So braiding sweetgrass. Maybe I'll bring it a little closer to you so you have a visual for those who would like. There you go, braiding sweetgrass. Anyway, it's very popular. Hymn of Love to the World was somebody said about the book. And so here we go. I'm just going to open it up. And I've studied it, so I know that wherever I open the page, it'll be amazing. And so actually, I think I'd like to honor the author, Robin Wall Kimmerer, and all that went into publishing the book and the amazing teachings in it. I love what she wrote, her dedication. So for all the keepers of the fire, my parents, my daughters, and my grandchildren, yet to join us in this beautiful place. And so that's the read. And so find that comfortable sitting position. Sit in a way that you feel the most at ease. So you are seated comfortably, however, you are still alert. If you need a little weight on your lap, that can be grounding. If we're going to start cooling down, you may want something around your shoulders. And so the meditation goes like this. Actually, this just in. I will be introducing breath into the meditation. It's by Thich Nhat Hanh, a Zen Buddhist monk who hugely, I feel grateful to for inspiring me to meditate and share meditation. So breath, focusing on your breath doesn't always work. So I'd like to give you 3 options as grounding. Yoga toys during your practice today, during your meditation. So one, of course, would be the breath work, breath awareness. And as an alternative to breath awareness, I'd like to invite you to maybe explore the soundscape around you. And so sound is always in the present moment. And so you might explore bringing your awareness to the sound furthest away from you. So presently I can hear the ticking of an old clock in the space that separates my dining room and my yoga room today. And so, and then you bring your awareness to the sounds closest to you. And so maybe you can hear the sound of your breath. Certainly I can hear mine today. It's a bit short because of a recent illness, in which I'm happy to say, more than happy, thrilled that I'm well on my way to recovery. Or you might hear the sound of your heartbeat. Right? No right or wrong. And then as a third option with the soundscape, bring a gentle awareness to the sound between furthest away and closest to you. And settle there as a grounding technique if you'd like. And then lastly, I'd like to offer the gravity, a gentle sense of gravity. It's a grounding tool. So you could feel grounding So gravity grounding you down to your head, inviting your shoulders to soften away from your ears, right down along your body to your feet. So we ground down through our sits bones, ground down to your feet. And so we want to keep our connection with Mother Earth. We tend to start losing that. And so soft Buddha belly, quiet breath. And so breathing in, I know that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I'm breathing out. As my in-breath grows deep, my out-breath grows slow. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. And so again, using whatever grounding technique you'd like for your meditation, during your meditation. So sense of gravity, pulling your shoulders down away from your ears, ground down through your sits bones, all the way down to your feet. Feeling that connection with Mother Earth. Alternatively, the soundscape. And the sound furthest away from you, perhaps. Bring your awareness to the sound closest to you. And then maybe exploring the sound in between furthest away and closest. And so we'll just spend a few moments breathing together with a gentle reminder. Breathing. So commit to whatever comfortable position you'd like for your final relaxation. So I'm going to hang on to my little yoga blanket. So a bit of weight and encourage a grounding sensation in your lap. If you have the ability to recline in your chair, go for it. Make sure that you have what you need to support your neck. Everyone, I suppose, depends where you're tuning in from. I know I have friends who are tuned in from warmer parts of the world, i.e. Down south. And so depending on where you are, well, always just grab what you need to set yourself up comfortably. So a blanket, a little pillow. If you're in a regular chair, it might feel okay to push your chair against the wall and then supporting your neck, you could lean back a little bit. And so, a little nippy, so I'm gonna put my cool jean jacket that I've only worn once or twice, came in handy this morning. Okay. Here we go, So this is meant to be a deep, conscious relaxation. We're not meant to fall asleep in our yoga practice. However, that said, if you fall asleep, no judgment. It just means that you're tired. It means that we are tired. A lot of us on the planet are tired these days. So no judgment. Yoga meets us exactly where we are. And so an invitation to close your eyes softly if that feels comfortable for you. So if our eyes are closed, it enables us to maybe bring awareness to our breath, the sound of our breath. So alternatively, if you'd like, a soft gaze downwards. It can be calming for our nervous system, so 3 or 4 feet in front of you. And so rest your hands, palms face up or down as desired. Soft palms, soft Buddha belly, so yoga belly, pardon me, the area between our navel and our pubic bone. Quiet breath. Allow the breath to reflect the pose, serenity pose. Relax your jaw, unclench your teeth. Let there be a little space between your teeth. Soften your lower jaw. So if it feels good for you, you can touch the areas that I'm cueing. Maybe just visualizing. Soften around your temples. Soften the area between your eyebrows, wide forehead. Silently, if you'd like, on inhale, saying let. On exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. If it's challenging to quiet the mind, placing our hands on our yoga belly and bringing our awareness to our breath can be helpful. And so we're, without changing anything, bring a gentle awareness back to your breath if you'd like. Thank your body again. So our bodies are the best home our mind will ever have. And now see if you can begin to deepen your inhale, lengthen your exhale. And then if your eyes are closed, gently, gradually blink your eyes open. And so falling awake. And then an invitation to look around the beautiful space that you're in and name 3 objects that you see to bring us back. And so thank you, everybody. Notice how you feel before and after yoga practice. Questions or feedback, I always love to hang out for a little bit after. So if you are open to that idea, I'm going to move into the iPad or my iPhone a little closer. And that said, rock on. And we'll see who hangs out. And so